Welkom terug. Nou die vroueregte aktivis en medestigterslid van 1000 Women Trust, Tina Tiarke, volgens ons. En ons is selfs onder andere oor geslagsgebaseerde geweld en seksuele teistering. Onderwerp wat baie moeilik is, maar baie nodig het om oor te gesels. Goeiemôre Tina.
Goeiemôre. Ek is bly om by julle aan te sluit hier vanaf die Weskus.
Ons is so bly dat jy vanoggend met ons hieroor kan gesels. Jy is iemand wat baie erg daar is om bewusmaking te skep. And you've been a voice for the voiceless, for women and children for so long, so many years. Why did you decide to co-found this wonderful organization?
Well, first of all, as you know, most families do have contact with people or we've got a sister who has been a victim of gender-based violence. And I met up with Wendy Ackerman, and she had a friend who was a victim of gender-based violence, and we decided we have to do something. It is also a case where I learned from traveling to America how American women were supporting women's issues. And in South Africa, it was very dull. So we decided we have to move women so that they invest in women's issues, number one. And number two, that we should speak out about gender-based violence, create awareness, but even more so, also provide tools for women so that they can be survivors.
Tina, dis 'n onderwerp wat mense rondom loop in Suid-Afrika. It seems like we try and skirt the issue. We say yes. We support any program that helps to curb gender-based violence, but there's a tendency in South Africa to skirt the issue, to walk around it and to abdicate responsibility almost. You get that feeling, especially when it comes to, shall we say, certain communities and we have a culture in South Africa where certain things get taken for granted and as natural, which isn't the case. Have we made any inroads in South Africa over the last couple of years? Have we changed the public's perception of gender-based violence and the effect that it really has on women and children in South Africa?
I think that we have done quite a bit when it comes to awareness raising. Specifically, women know their rights. So when they go to report now, they know what their rights are and what should happen. But as you say, in general communities, it's swept under the carpet. Ons het nog steeds baie mense wat glo jy moet jou probleme by die huis los en nie daaroor praat nie. En ongelukkig is dit een van die issues wat ons probeer om te adresseer, veral wanneer dit nou kom by werkplek.
Wat is die statistiek in Suid-Afrika as ons kyk na geslagsgebaseerde geweld sowel as seksuele teistering?
Geslagsgebaseerde geweld, volgens ons, 3 uit elke 4 vroue het dit ervaar. Ons weet dat die wêreldgemiddelde sê 2 uit 4 vroue rapporteer, maar ons weet in Suid-Afrika is dit baie hoër. Wanneer dit kom by 'n seksuele teistering, veral in die werkplek, op die oomblik sê die statistiek dat 30% van vroue ervaar seksuele teistering in die werkplek. Ons weet egter dat wanneer vrouens hoër op is in die besigheid, dat hulle soveel as 65% van hulle sê dat seksuele teistering was deel van hulle klim van die leer, sal ek nou maar sê. Climbing the ladder in the company. So dit is regtig baie erg. En die wette om seksuele teistering is eers in 2011 regtig bevestig, maar ons het nog min gevalle gesien waar daar vervolgings is. Bitter min gevalle.
Dis skokkend.
En ons weet, ja, is skokkend. Ons weet van so baie van mense in regeringsposisies waarteen daar aanklagte is en niks gebeur net nie.
As 'n mens dink aan 65% van vroue, soos jy sê, wat op 'n stadium seksuele teistering ervaar het, of dit in 'n proses is om, so jy sê, climbing the ladder in the company of hoe ook al, there seems to be a culture of impunity. I don't know if I'm right in assuming that. Asof mense voel hulle kan aangaan soos hulle aangaan, want daar gaan nie verantwoordbaarheid wees nie. Is dit 'n gevoel wat ook in Suid-Afrika is?
Definitely. You know, in the olden days, they used to transfer the person, either the woman who are complaining or the boss. He gets a big, better job somewhere. And we also know in South Africa that many of the HR managers are women, and they're very often afraid to take any of the cases forward because the same thing will happen to them. They will either be transferred, they would lose their job, or they would just be shifted to the side and not be involved. Can you believe, I mean, in Eastern Cape, 100 women came forward and made formal complaints. And what happened? It was over 10 departments. There is an investigation about one department in the Eastern Cape. And we haven't heard anything. It doesn't matter how we follow up. Government says, okay, we will address gender-based violence. They ask people to stand up. But we are talking about government. This is government officials.
Tell us about Project Orange.
Project Orange we launched last year. As you know, the public protector made a big survey about the services to women around gender-based violence in South Africa and found most of the service providers, police, clinics, the courts, found that they are not capable of helping. So we did a little survey with about 650 victims who came to us, and all of them asked that we provide a safe space for that first 24 hours. Now, we know in the townships it's usually at night after 7, anytime after 7 p.m. And knowing how some of these hotspots for gender-based violence operate, the police are either not open or there's one person on duty and got no transport. And also the clinics are closed and taxis don't go after 11 o'clock. So we engage with our GBV warriors, and those who have rooms made it available so that the woman at night can go to the safe room, can find a cup of tea, a place to rest, and some counseling. And then the next morning, the GBV warrior will accompany them either to a Tutuzela center, a clinic, or to the police station. And we started in Nyanga East, which is one of the GBV hotspots, and it's really working very well. And we're busy rolling out to 9 other safe houses or safe rooms. In Beaufort West, you know that the shelter is 215 kilometers from Beaufort West, and police very seldom have transport at night. So again, we opened rooms, and women can go to the safe house or this Project Orange, and they can stay there and find the support they need, specifically that first 24 hours.
Wow. Gina, thank you so much for taking your time this morning to speak to us about this very important topic of gender-based violence and sexual harassment, especially in the workplace, which we don't often speak about. So thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Dit is natuurlik, jy weet, Tina Tiaart en dit is nogals belangrik dat ons daaroor praat en ook as jy weet jy gaan deur 'n moeilike tyd, reik uit na iemand toe en dit is verseker iets waaroor ons meer met mekaar moet praat en mekaar moet ondersteun. Bly gerus ingeskakel net na maak ons dit dra in die kombuis.